What a lovely intro.
We're live.
Yes, we are.
Yes.
It's another Monday.
And
Everybody's
we
having a
all
great
want to
start
be
to
in
their
our
week.
jams. Ange just came in and she
Is
says,
she in her jams? So
yes,
is Chris
what
and
she
Louise.
wants to be. Wait, are we all climbing into our cozy jams? I want in on this. But yes, right after this, I'm going to get in my jams.
Me too. Hot bubble bath, some jams. There we go.
I'm going to wait a few minutes to say howdy to folks because they're coming in. Lovely to see you, Heather.
Well, it's been a long time, Nancy.
I know.
Nancy and I like to chat in the morning sometimes.
Yes,
so.
we have our cup of coffee or tea.
Yes.
And this morning, Shan played me a little bit of music. Well, he wasn't playing. I was eavesdropping. He wasn't playing
guitar. Yeah.
He was playing it for himself, which I think is awesome.
And I snuck us out there so Nancy could hear.
Yeah. And I love his music.
Oh, he'll be happy to hear that.
Yes.
So everyone grab your sip and your jams and your treats.
Yes. Well, here I'm going to say hello to some folks now. We have got Indigo Jaguar is here.
I wonder who that is.
I know. And Barb Bartholomew, my son, popped in.
Hi, David.
Well, and Kristen Louise is taking a shower, but she'll be back in her jams. That's what started all this.
All the jams. Yep.
Yeah. And we've got Ange and Allison's on the way home from work. So she's listening and paying attention to the road. Yes.
Hey, girl. Hey.
Christine is here. Hello, Christine. And that's it for now. It's wonderful to have everyone that's here. And we are going to be talking about goddess literature today.
Ooh.
So, and Heather, I have some books, but Heather knows a lot more about this than I do because she's been hooked into this for a long time.
Well, I haven't had these books in a very long time, but I know they exist. They're out there. And I'm frustrated that the stores don't carry them anymore on their shelves, like Barnes and Noble and stuff. It's all a lot of more of the modern, they don't keep the classics anymore on a lot of these shelves. You can find them on.
It's like if you can go in and look on a shelf and you don't know what you're looking for, but when you see it, you know that's what it is. But if it's not there, you have to have a title, right? So that's what we're doing today, where we'll have a title and you can either go to your bookstore and they can order it, or check out Amazon or Thrift Books. I use them a lot because they have used books, and you can get some used books. Some are still expensive, but some are very, very, very cheap. So I'm all about cheap books if I can find them.
Save some money.
I think I got this at Thrift Books. I think
that was one of my very first books.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm just pulling up a couple of my links here tabs that I opened up. For me, the books, there's a lot, and if anybody in chat knows of any good new ones that are out there, or have ones that they loved and they're on their shelves or they plan on getting, please share. So this is the list here that I do not want. So why do they just give this to me? So let me just back out a second here. No, here we go. This is the list I was looking for. It's under Goodreads. So it's got a list that I've included. Did you want me to go first, Nancy?
Oh, please. Please
Okay,
do.
so
Just when you get to the Maiden, Mother, and Crone, I thought I would just read just a little bit out of each.
well, that was the first one on my list. So did you want
Aspect.
to share that now?
Oh,
Or do you want me to
okay.
wait? 'Cause that's the
got-
first one
yeah,
on my list.
What I like about this book is it explains things, you know, and when you go to each aspect of the goddess, for the maiden, it says the first aspect of the goddess is the maiden, sometimes called the virgin or huntress. She is spring, the fresh beginning of all things.
Mm-hmm.
The maiden is the continuation of all life, the repeating of endless cycles of birth and rebirth, both of the body and of the spirit. She is the dawn, eternal youth and vigor, enchantment and seduction, the waxing moon. Traditionally, her color is white, denoting innocence and newness. Then we go on to the goddess's mother. The mother aspect of the goddess is summer, the ripening of all things. She is the recreation of life, both plant and animal. She is also the creation of universal bodies. She is the high point in all cycles, whether of living or creating, for the mother blesses and gives with open hands. She is the great teacher of the mysteries. Symbolically, the mother aspect is the boiling or churning cauldron, the recreative pot, and the ripeness of womanhood or adulthood in general. The day, lustiness, reproduction, creation in any form and of anything. These are all within her realm. Traditionally, her color is red, the color of blood, and the life force. And then finally, the crone, which I fully embrace.
I was going to say, Nancy knows a few things about the crone.
Yes. It's very special to be a crone. Not everybody gets that opportunity.
No, they don't.
The crone aspect of the great goddess is the least understood and most feared of the three aspects. She has been called the terrible mother, the hag, the dark mother, the wise one. I'll take the wise one because she deals with death and the end of cycles. Most people tend to avoid this face of the goddess. Black is her color, and sometimes dark blue, and the deepest of purples.
Ooh.
Black is the absorber of all light, the color of darkness, where all life rests before rebirth. The crone is winter, night, outer space, the abyss, menopause, advancement of age, wisdom, counsel, the gateway to death and reincarnation, and the initiator into the deepest of mysteries and prophecies. The waning moon is her monthly time of power. So you can see, that's just 3 paragraphs out of this book. There is
I really resonate with the crone, actually, with the colors and the new moons are my favorite. And, the winter months, nights, long nights for cozy and studying and dreaming.
And we have some new, Alexis Milner.
Alexis, hello.
Ange, could you put a link to Alexis's channel? She is a new YouTuber. Well, she's had a YouTube channel for a long time, but she's just now starting her, and she has daily content. Ooh. And she is very positive. She has lost over 100 pounds, and
wow, congrats!
Wonderful affirmations. So if you could put her link in, it would be wonderful if y'all could subscribe. Jackie's Crystal Moon is here. Hey, Jackie.
Hey, Jackie. Oh, it's nighttime with you, girl. Thanks for being here.
And Kristen is with us in her jammies, and she's all clean. She's probably the cleanest one of all of us. that are
Oh,
in this chat right
well, we got Miss Jackie's Crystal Moon in the chat with us right now.
now. Yes.
And with you being here, Miss Nancy, Jackie, we're going to be talking about Bridget next Monday because we have Imbolc coming up, which is, Bridget's celebration day. And I know that 5 o'clock is kind of late for you, but if it's okay with Miss Nancy, let me know. Would you be, if we started a little bit earlier, maybe you would like to maybe join us and talk about Bridget?
Jackie,
Because Jackie also makes the Bridget crosses too for the holidays
Oh,
and gives them
yeah.
out to people.
Oh, I hope you
So
can,
no
Jackie.
pressure,
Yeah, no pressure, but please.
but we would love to have you, and we would make sure that everybody knows that it would be about an hour or two earlier, but there's always replay too.
Yeah,
So if it's too early for
that's
some,
right. That's right. That's right. So,
so let me know. I'll be
sure.
hosting.
Thanks for that link, Ange. I appreciate it.
Oh, okay.
You're
I
the
can't
best.
see I can't see chat right now because I got my
Oh,
tabs all open up on my
yeah.
phone.
Yeah. But now that's what I have. I mean, I can discuss other, show you other books that I have, but Heather's got the 411 on everything.
Well, like I said, I really haven't read all these books. I've had them at some point when I was younger. Um, but they are authors that was pretty much like the pioneering authors back in the 80s and 90s, especially for me when I started learning about, goddess worship and paganism and Wicca. And we really can't have a show without mentioning Starhawk. And you don't find her on shelves anymore in the bookstores. It's a shame. Starhawk is still with us, and my Wicca mom, who's, I call her my Wicca mom, Nancy. She's no, not Nancy, Anne. She is in heaven now, or she's on the other side. But she got to, in her youth, got to do a cleansing ritual with Starhawk and other women in the Pacific Ocean back in the day. And I remember her sharing how just amazing Starhawk was. And so Starhawk has multiple books, but the ones that she's really known for is The Spiral Dance, A Rebirth of the Ancient Religion of the Great Goddess. And I think it's coming on its 25th or 30th year in publication. Let me see right here. I can just tap onto this and see if it gives me right here. So first published in 1979. So it is most definitely. And here, I like this. It says here, Starhawk is an author, activist, permaculture designer, and teacher, and a prominent voice in the modern goddess religion and earth-based spirituality. She is the author or co-author of 13 books, including the classics The Spiral Dance and The Fifth Sacred Thing. Her latest is a newly published fiction novel, City of Refuge, the long-awaited sequel to The Fifth Sacred Thing, and also she has one called Dreaming in the Dark as well. And so a lot of the descriptions of the authors are given. I like Goodreads. They provide a lot of nice information. So automatically, Starhawk was second. We had DJ Conway's Starhawk. Also on the list is Merlin Stone. She had a book called When God Was a Woman. And Merlin Stone is right here at number 2. And she's so this is a lot of archaeology. There's a lot of books. I think her and Rian Eisler, The Chalice and the Blade. I know both of them, I believe, include pictures, pictorials of archaeology showing statues predating Christianity of goddess figures. Like most of us are all familiar with the Venus of Willendorf with the big hips and the big sagging booties or breasts, I should say.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. We're familiar with that.
So you see a lot of these because back then, women with the bigger hips, the fuller breasts, they were the ones that were able to carry and have more successful births and be able to nurse them to health, through breastfeeding. Because back then they didn't have formula and bottles, everything was all done via the breast. So they were honored back then. And there are a lot of statues here found at various archaeological sites that this, that show that. And so Stone describes this ancient system and with this disintegration, the decline in women's status. So she includes pictures and explanations and places with, where she is. But she's also a sculptor and a professor of art and art history. So I didn't know she was a sculptor. So I just learned something new about her. And
I was trying to pull up the chat here on my, I'm new at this StreamYard thing to where I can put the chat and star things. Do I go on?
So tap on comments and you'll see the chat. You see the chat right now?
No, I'm under banners and folders.
Go up to comments.
Uh-huh.
And it should show you everybody in chat.
There we go. I tell you
and then
what,
you just tap.
Okay, I wanted to put up Kristen's message that she
is
put
it
in the chat.
Dizablo or is it Dizablot? I'm wondering if you pronounce the T or not. It celebrates the women in one's family and the goddesses. Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that.
Yes, and we have Heavenly Blessed Honey, and I
hey Sonia.
Alexis's daughter is here, and I am not Taygeaux. I am not sure how she spells her name. I mean, not how she spells it. Obviously, I just spelled.
You want to put her name?
How you pronounce it?
Want to tap on that? I would love to see what her name looks like. I'm better visual.
Oh, wrong thing. Wait a minute. Just a second here. Wait a minute. Let me find her here.
It's always nice to have new faces joining us.
Oh, yes. Yes. Here we go.
Tegu or Tegaw?
Yeah, I'm not sure how it's pronounced.
So that's very French.
I hate to mispronounce names because, there's, everybody's name is special. Yeah, because that's
beautiful. I love that.
Oh, yes, it is. It's gorgeous. It's pronounced Tego. Okay. Okay. I can remember that, Tego. Thank you.
And so also Women Who Run with Wolves, Clarissa, she also did a book called Untie the Strong Woman, which is about Mother Mary and bringing her into more of a hello Mama Sushi. Hello Amanda.
And Heavenly Blessed Honey is with us.
Yep, that's Sonia.
So that's awesome.
So let's see. Diane Stein was another one. Now Diane Stein, I had a little bit of just a little bit of an issue because Diane could be very negative towards the male aspect of divinity. And then I understand a lot of women will come to the goddess because of not feeling safe. A lot of the torment and the judgment and the mistreatment, a lot of women go through at the hands of, patriarchal religions. And not all churches or all synagogues or all, but for some women, they're very traumatized by that. So for them, they want a very strong, so instead of the balance of male and female, they go directly all the way over to goddess. And if that's how they resonate, that's fine. That's not what but she would kind of tend to be negative on the male aspect. But she did offer a lot of wonderful insight in her books. One of the ones that I had when I was in my 20s was, and again, her name is Diane Stein, Casting the Circle, A Woman's Book of Ritual. And another book called All Women Are Healers. So I do recommend, just kind of like a forewarn that sometimes, some of the earlier works, I don't know how much that has changed, in her writing and how she expresses her spirituality. But that's just something because you do have some very strong militant goddess,
Oh
movement
yeah.
and groups, especially when it comes to, the ecosystem and, um, fighting for, Mother Gaia. Sometimes they can go a little bit onto the extremes. So again, finding that the happy balance. Margot
Well,
Adler.
I think a lot of women, that I mean, like these authors that when they research the history and how way back when um, the feminine was the strength and the spirituality of the community, and
Mhm,
how it was all kind of covered up and
mhm.
by the church when well, mostly I guess it was the Catholic Church, right?
All of them.
All of them,
I
to
mean, pretty
where
much every patriarchal
they
religion.
rewrote the history,
Hmm.
made Mary Magdalene look like she
Yep.
was a prostitute when she wasn't.
The Council of Nicaea, yeah, did that.
And
Hmm.
yeah, and things like that. And so I think, like you said, when was it when this resurgence of the divine feminine came back into, with when all these books were written in the 80s?
70s and into the 80s and 90s. So that's where
Okay.
I started finding. And
Right.
another, now she's kind of on, it depends. There is a author and her name is Lynn V. Andrews. And her stance is that her books are based on the teachings of medicine women that she met in Canada. Now, she's a white woman from a very wealthy background, um, and her book started coming out, or she met these Native women around mid 70s, and her book started kind of coming out around 1980. And I always enjoyed reading them, but at the same time, over the years, I've heard that some of, I mean, there are books when people write that you do have to protect people's, names and things for anonymity,
Hmm.
especially when it comes to spirituality like that. Whether how much was real or was something that she simply wrote, I can't be sure, but I've always taken a lot from those books, because she was introduced to different women who were shamans in different countries. She had a book on Nepal, from which she met women in Nepal and their practices, in Australia and Aboriginal, Celtic. So they're very interesting readings. I do recommend. I have heard that she doesn't quite give as back to the Native community as she makes herself out to be. This I cannot substantiate. To me, this is just something that I have heard, but it's still, when you read one of those books, if you resonate and you learn something from it or take something from it. Let's see, Tego, also known as Zoe. So your name is Zoe, okay?
Okay.
And I love this. Thank you so much for sharing, Heather. We would love to read and research some of these books and authors. Well, I got some more.
Yes, she's got a whole bunch, and I've got a pile of books here. And
And
what you need to do is to well, I mean, you can Google a lot, and you can put in different goddesses. There's a list of them, and you can see, like, next week we're going to be talking about Bridget, but
mhm.
there's so many different goddesses. um, Maybe we could pull a few goddess cards for you to see who you might like to work with, if we could do that if we have time, Heather.
Mhm.
But you just have to find one that really resonates with you, that calls to you, and then, yeah.
I'm sorry. I just
What's
read
that?
that the next author I was going to mention, she has passed. Her
Oh,
name is Margot Adler,
mm,
Drawing Down the Moon.
oh,
Um, and so she was the one, I love this, Drawing Down the Moon, Witches, Druids, Goddess Worshippers, and Other Pagans in America. And she was one of the books that taught about the process of drawing down the moon. If people aren't familiar with that, and that's when you go out and you celebrate when, the moon is full, or whatever uh, phases that you might work with. But for drawing down the moon, going out and just being and connecting with that goddess, whatever, it's just the goddess, um, as no name, just the energy, or if you have a certain goddess name of the moon, whether it's Selena, Diana, Artemis, any of the, Muga, you would go out and you would just basically lift your hands or arms, and you just would close your eyes if you want, or keep them open, and you would just feel the energy from the moon and just draw that energy down into through your hands and through your body into the ground, and let that come back through you, and you would use that energy during honoring and rituals. So that's just very simply put. So drawing down the moon, that was by Margot Adler. She passed in 2014. So
goodness.
Do you want to take Alexis's comment down, and we can see the
yeah. Let's see. I was just going to say, one thing,
Budapest.
like this is grandmother moon, but if you want to communicate with the moon, and you can put a face on it. You can talk to grandmother moon.
And Z Budapest also wrote another book called The Holy Book of Women's Mysteries, Feminist Witchcraft, Goddess Rituals, Spell Castings, and Other Womanly Arts. And Z Budapest, she is, I believe, from Hungary or Czechoslovakia, but she is from the Eastern Europe area. And she was a big proponent too, I think, during the Cold War, being able to. So, and let's see, Ryan Eisler, The Chalice and the Blade. She's on the list as well. Marija Gimbutas, The Language of the Goddess. I'm probably not pronouncing her name right. Marija Gimbutas. Gimbutas, along with Joseph Campbell, The Language of the Goddess. So there's a lot of books, but I just wanted to share some of the, and then of course you do have your fictions. And sometimes they play an important role as well. And for me, The Mists of Avalon gave me a little bit of an insight that at least was different from, because I was really interested in working with Morgan Le Fay because of a past life being on Avalon as a priestess of Avalon. And for me, every time you look Morgan Le Fay up, she's this evil sorceress and she's like demon. And I'm just like, oh, good Lord. So when Marion Bridley did her book, at least she, presented Morgaine as well as her name as of being, just learning of the goddess and being a priestess. And, because a lot of people have got to realize when you hear about the tales of Arthur and the Arthurian legends and stuff, a lot of those tales were rewritten from the perspective of the Catholic monks, the Christian monks that were coming in. And so any woman that had any type of power, she had to be evil. She was a sorceress,
Yeah.
She was the demise of, So it was very refreshing, The Mists of Avalon. And hey, Gypsy JJ, what's up, girl?
Well, she was Gypsy JJ was talking about she wants to know more about rituals. Now, in this book, The Maiden, Mother, and Crone, there are all kinds of rituals. There's a crone ritual, a mother ritual, a maiden ritual, greetings to the archangels, to the elementals, to power animals. That would get you started. I did a short video this morning about the rituals that I do in the morning, and how important rituals are to start your day. And Brianna's with us here. Brianna Love.
Yep, I'm back in chat. Hello, Brianne.
JJ. So, and another book that I have is Embracing the Goddess Within. And it is by Chris Waldhair. And it's got some beautiful line drawings in it. And it talks about different goddesses. There's the beginning goddesses, the goddesses of love, goddesses of motherhood, creativity, strength, transformation, and it talks about each one of the goddesses, and it has a ritual for each goddess too, like just opening up Spider Woman is the Web of Life, and then there's a
Mhm.
ritual for Spider Woman. So this is a wonder, and this is a pretty book, I think.
How many books do you have, Nancy? That expression was priceless.
I am a collector. You know, this is my
Mhm.
problem. I do not do things in a small way.
No.
You know, I didn't
She
have
goes
just
big.
one child. I had 3. I only had one husband though.
That's
But
good.
yeah, but I love books, and I love my crystals,
Mhm.
and I love, you know, when I was active in the church, I have so many different translations of the Bible, and I just have all different kinds of books, and then I have my decks, my many decks, but they're my friends,
Mhm.
and I can't help myself.
Your friends, your mentors, your teachers, your confidants.
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
you know, and you know,
They're
especially, you
true.
know, and I think a lot of times regarding decks, you know, we're always looking for that deck that speaks to you, and you know, sometimes you will order a deck, and you're kind of disappointed when it comes, and it's not exactly what you thought it would be, but
Yeah.
you know, if you hold on to it, um, I have found that they will call to you, you know, and that you will, you know, you'll look at a deck that you've had on your shelf for maybe, you know, several years, and all of a sudden you look at it and you start working with it, and it's like, oh my goodness, this is wonderful. You
Mhm.
know, that's
Or
my
like me, they sit for a while and you realize you're no longer connected. And then I'm doing a
well,
lot of wonderful donations. You know, I have a lady nearby that I found. I'm so excited. So decks
mm-hmm.
that I no longer resonate with, they're going to her tomorrow. And she says they will all find new homes for people who, you know, resonate with them. So I'm very happy about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, here we
Oh,
go.
love crystals. Oh, we'll have to have you join us, Alexa. You and Tago join us
Yes,
because well right now all my crystals are packed away though because we're moving in a couple months, so I really
here
can't
I have these right in front of me because whoa, goodness gracious, Nancy, don't throw them around. Some of my quartz
and
crystals.
I don't know if Alexis if you have this book, but I need to get the 3rd edition. But I love this book is going with me. This book is not leaving my
Yeah,
side. I've
yeah,
had it since
it's
2007.
it's absolutely wonderful.
It's a beautiful
But
book.
yeah, we love our crystals, and they add so much. Let's see.
Ooh, Gypsy.
Oh my. Yeah, my email is in my description. It's no, let's see. It is vintage hippie
Hippie.
315@gmail.com. And I also want to hook up with Alexis on Messenger. I had sent you, Alexis, I had sent you a message. I don't know if you saw it. I thought that if we possibly could uh, do like a face-to-face chat on Facebook Messenger and get to know each other better and spend a little time together. I had thought about that. But yeah, please do, Gypsy JJ. And here Alexis said she would
Mm-hmm.
love that.
Now there's a 3rd edition to this book. I have the 2nd because it was nice because they brought in an author who didn't mind the crystals and stones that would be exposed to the metallic ions that give them they're called like the aura quartzes, like the tanzanite, the aqua, the angel. And so they brought in, her name is Hazel Raven, and they brought her in to talk about those types of crystals. I don't know if I think she's included in the 3rd edition, but until I know for sure, this one's staying in my in collection, and it's Robert Simmons and
Yes.
Nisha Ajian. I never could learn how to pronounce her last name
Yeah.
properly, But the contributions by Hazel Raven are wonderful. And this book actually goes through and talks about also the different types of termination. Like the Isis. There's one called the Isis crystal, and that's when it has a perfect 5.1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I actually have one. Again, all my crystals are pretty much all packed away, and so they describe like the window crystals and the different termination ones. They talk about. I mean, I wish there were some more, common crystals and stones. Because like when we think of emerald and rubies and stuff, you see, all of them all super faceted and shiny and pretty, but they're also very beautiful in their raw form. They may not be as bright and shiny as they are polished, but just as powerful and as
Well,
beautiful in their raw form. And the third edition might be more updated too, because we have new stones and crystals that have come out over the years, like bumblebee jasper and other different types of jasper and stuff. So yes.
And one thing I know that hey Garnet, so lovely
Hey,
to see
Garnet.
you.
Oh, Nancy, my darling.
Yeah.
Breath of fresh air.
But I wanted to tell Zoe and Alexis that like I just Googled this really quickly. There are gemstones that help with weight loss. They are both on weight loss journeys, and I need to lose some weight too, so I need to practice what I preach, right? But rose quartz, blue apatite, citrine for celebrating yourself, rose quartz for cutting out negative self-talk, blue apatite for doing good for your body, amethyst for deeper understanding of the self, selenite, learning to let go of old habits.
And that in YouTube, this is just us recommending crystals and stones, but we also recommend that everyone see their doctors as well. It's just one of those little inserts you got to do one, especially if it's not traditional medical, you got to kind of throw in.
Well, yeah, that's our disclaimer.
Yeah.
This is for entertainment purposes only, YouTube. Yeah. But, I mean, it's like if you have a crystal, and for whatever reason, I mean, it doesn't have to be weight loss. It can be, anything, that you,
especially quartz.
And quartz.
You can program them.
Yeah. And then when you are needing, yes, Gypsy JJ, for entertainment purposes only. Heather blooming amongst the time.
Yes, Garnet always writes that for me.
Yes, that's our Garnet. But anyhow, Alexis, we will hook up.
When people ask me what my favorite garnet is, it's the Garnet McGeary Price type of garnet.
Yes, I love it.
Yes.
Well, is there anything else that you can add to? We've kind of gotten off topic, but that's the fun part of it, is we can just roam all over the place.
I did think of something. It's not necessarily, it is goddess and it's about witchcraft as well, but they were books. I didn't read the books. I actually saw the TV series. At some point I might get the books and read, but I've got so much to read already. But A Discovery of Witches is also a very interesting. It's fiction, of course, but that's another. I heard it's like a 3-part book that was released. That series was based on, so I recommend that as well.
Well, let's see. Well, do we want to do any goddess readings?
Sure.
Time for goddess readings. If anybody is interested, just put me in the chat and we will do some. Let me pull a few goddess decks down. Do you have any close by, Heather?
Yeah, I leave out mine, because we're still got a couple months before we move, so I keep out my 2 goddess decks next to me.
Okay.
My goddesses of the world and my goddess power from Colette Berry Reed. I have my Fyodor Pavlov tarot deck here, along with another with my Hush. And I also brought that wanted to come today was the A Place Closer to Home little divination message cards. So I've got a nice little. So we got requests. Gypsy JJ.
And
Do you want me to write these down for you over here?
No, I've got them. I wondered if Zoe wanted one. She had mentioned something. We don't want to read for anybody that you have to want us to read for you.
You gotta get the permission first.
Yeah. Okay, let's do Gypsy since she jumped in there first.
So a message from the Divine Feminine.
She does.
Zoe
does. Okay. All right. Let's see. Let me clear off. I've got so many books here. Wait a minute. Oh my goodness. All right. There we go.
Oh, a book that we did forget to mention.
What's that?
It is by I believe it's Starbird. It's the Goddess in the Gospels, and she studied and wrote on Mary Magdalene. So the Goddess in the Gospels, and I believe it's by Mary Starbird is the author. That was a book that I tried to read, but because I'm still left that part. I mean, Mother Mary's always going to be with me, but I just I think she was a nun as well, and she wanted to explore the history and the I don't say misinterpretation, or just let's just call it what it is, the misogyny of Mary Magdalene through the Catholic Church and Christian Church, depending on, because I don't know if Presbyterian or Lutheran or any of the other ones mention or what kind of role she plays, but for being raised Catholic, I know she kind of got drudged through the mud quite a bit. So that's another book too. I think she discusses some of the bits of the Gospel of Mary Magdalene that got left out of the Bible. So she examines that. So. Okay, so we're on Gypsy, right? Yes, Gypsy JJ.
Just a minute, baby. You have to wait.
I'm all set. Can I go?
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Of course.
Okay. So Gypsy, I got Laka. And Laka, her phrase is just dance. The Hawaiian goddess of hula. So she's the Hawaiian goddess of the hula dance. And the forest invites you to celebrate the joy of dance and creativity. Invite the energy of movement and artistic expression into your life. Just as Laka embodies the essence of hula, let her guidance inspire you to embrace your passions. And celebrate the beauty of your unique artistic voice. And we all know Gypsy, or for most of us, we know Gypsy is a rock goddess herself. She's a musician, and she's going to be, and she tours. So, oops, here, my phone just shut off on me. Let me bring chat back so I can see. And hello, Kim. So right now, the goddess energy is just tapping into your creativity, my dear, to dance, and to just, keep expressing yourself through everything that to keep expressing yourself artistically through what brings you passion, what brings you life, what brings you joy. From the tarot that I pulled, the top card is the Two of Wands. So right now there is a planning going on right now, trying to figure, setting things up. I mean, there's the globe right there. Perhaps, okay. I remember because Gypsy, you were hoping to tour with a particular band this coming year. Somebody that I know that you are seeing there's a relationship with, um, or you have close connections to. So the Two of Wands. Okay, JJ. Now it's been a while since I've read for you, and I remember reading for you in the past because you were very excited about maybe being able to tour globally with said band. And right now, the cards I'm looking at, I got the Two of Wands, and I also got the Three of Swords. Now I don't know, Gypsy, if plans have changed. The Three of Swords is usually, of course, it's the overall energy line. Energy, Three of Swords, kind of heartbreak, sadness, and with that paired with the Two of Wands, I don't know if these plans fell through with this touring, with this, the plans fell through, not going to be able to do it, or you might have to relook at the plans and reschedule, and that's causing some heartbreak right now. But again, like with Laka, just dance, immerse yourself in your artistic endeavors, your music, what brings you joy, what brings you happiness, or what helps you through rough moments. And your a place closer to home card is this one right here, and it's the beautiful lotus flowers. And it says here, in a place close to home, there are muddy waters. So again, plans or the future may seem a little muddy right now, but yet it says here on the back, beauty emerges. So out of the mud, out of the dark, that's where, the lotuses bloom. They come up out of all that and they bloom and they blossom. So right now, beauty still emerges. So still embrace that beauty with whatever heartache might be going on or setback in plans. And just remember to dance, do what you, Three Hearts teased through, darling. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All righty. But still embrace that art, embrace your artistic voice. That's for us artists, whether we're musicians, sculptors, painters, poets, playwrights, whatever it is that we do, that is our artistic expression. Crocheters, just go into that and let that comfort you and support you, and transmute that energy and create something absolutely beautiful out of that, like some beautiful lotuses. That's what I have for you, my dear.
Gypsy JJ, the cards that I have that came out for you, in a way support what Heather said, but in a different way. The goddess that came up for you, Heather is better at pronunciations than I am. Ixchel.
Ixchel.
Ixchel. Okay, here's Ixchel. And it says here, I embrace change and reflect inner beauty. And this is what it says about this particular goddess. I'm going to hold it up while I read out of the book, because there's also a ritual with this for you. Serving as a guardian to the mothers and a source of inspiration for weavers. Ixchel?
Ixchel.
Ixchel.
Some people pronounce it Ixchel, but I've seen it pronounced Ixchel.
Embodies nurturing, care, and creativity. Her affinity with the lunar cycle is seen as a vital influence on the natural world, particularly in how it affects life on Earth. She represents the essence of fertility and the perpetual cycles of nature. Representations of her often include the moon, highlighting her close relationship with this celestial body. And the ritual, she is a Mayan goddess of the moon. She embodies transformation and reflection. This ritual is about embracing change and helping you recognize your inner beauty. Gaze at the moon or a picture of it, absorbing its serene beauty. Contemplate a recent change in your life. Okay, now the cards that came out for you. The tarot card is the Four of Swords. And this is a card of rest and recuperation, stepping back and taking time to rest and reflect on, what is going on in your life. Oracle card is stand still. That goes with this card. You need to just pause and contemplate. And what you need to contemplate is growth and kindness. Now, this card, this is for you. Are you supporting your growth with kindness? How are you creating more love for yourself? So, what to me, all of these cards are saying is that you need to take time for yourself, kind of to regroup, to nurture yourself, to love yourself. You might need to do some shadow work or some inner child work. There might be something that is bothering you, and this is the time to do it. And that's what I have. That's what I have for you. Let's see. We've got Kim B. We will see, Kim B. If I'm not sure about the time and how long Heather can stay.
Oh, well, it's on your channel, so I have no time constraints. So
okay.
It's whenever
Okay.
our energy,
And we've got Janet Lee is here. Hello.
Hi, Janet.
Thank you so much for joining us. And next we have Alexis.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to put these cards back and start all over again.
And I'm all ready for Alexis.
All right.
I always like reading for new people. It's just like, ooh, new energy. So talking about names, I pulled, I believe it's Tama, and I don't know if the L is pronounced. I don't know if it's Tia Faja or Tila Fagia or Faja or Faja. But these lovely twins here, and it's called Find Harmony Within. And so this is the dual goddesses of the Polynesian Tuamotus Islands. They embody the balance of light and darkness. Embrace the harmony of opposites and the complementary nature of life. Just as Tama represents day and Tilafaja represents night, let their guidance inspire you to find balance within yourself and the world around you. And this is interesting because I always say they're all interesting. They're all interesting, but I love how the cards connect. So the first tarot card I have for you is the Four of Swords. And so right now, just taking time to rest. And what I love about this one here is that the base of a tree is such a beautiful place to take a rest. And with the swords, it has to do with about thoughts and communication. And right now, it's just time to help with this balance, taking time to rest the thoughts, getting under a tree, sitting with a tree, and being able to ground and meditate and just let the tree's energy restore you, revitalize you. And holding the thoughts, what messages may the tree, give you while you're resting underneath its limbs and sitting at its roots. So as part of the balance, it seems like resting thoughts. And the overall energy, I got the Hanged Man. And so the Hangman, is about, again, trying to find perspective. And, the hangman is also about sacrifices being made or trying to make sure that you are not to the point where you're martyring yourself for others. And so right now with Tama and Tealafija, um, representing balance, I feel like the balancing of thoughts, getting grounded, and looking at things from a different perspective will help bring that balance. And Miss Nancy, did you get the same card? Since Nancy and I have both had this deck, which has been almost a year, her and I have never pulled the same one. So that's very cool.
Couldn't believe my eyes, Heather.
I was reading and I heard and I was like, oh, I wonder what she got.
This is double dose, Alexis.
Yep.
And when I look at this, I see you and your daughter.
Aw.
Yeah.
So for trying to find balance, looking at things from another's perspective, but also making sure that you don't sacrifice more than you have to and from a closer home. So you got one of my favorite cards, Alexis, because I have two black kitties. You got the Panther. And the Panther says, in a place close to home, there was a panther. Own your confidence. So while you're finding this balance and taking the time out to rest, to regroup, recalibrate, always remember to stand in your power and to own it. And don't let anyone veer you off on this path. And I love, that those two came in, balancing that light, that dark, and not making more sacrifices than you need to, regrouping, recouping, and love the trees. Both cards had the trees in them. So maybe if you have a favorite tree or a place you park you like to go to, or where if the weather permits, I'll just go in there, even just hugging the tree for a moment or just touching it and saying, I give my energy and love to you. Help relieve me of this or help me to see clearly this situation. So, but yeah, thank you for letting me read for you, Alexis.
Yeah, hug a tree. Hug a tree. Now, the tarot card that I got for you is the Sun. And when I look at this is positivity. This is joy. Alexis, this is you. And it is your channel, because your channel is one of joy and positivity. And this is confirmation for that. Okay. The next card that came out for you is the card of inner peace. And I love this for you because, if we don't have inner peace, inner peace is everything, And so I see this for you. There are two fish, you and your daughter. There are flowers. There is in the water, there is emotion. You have an emotional tie that cannot be broken. And finally, the final card is delicate. Have you been gentle with your emotions, or are you being too hard on yourself? This is something for you to think about, Alexis. You don't want to be too hard on yourself, because when all is said and done, what you are and what you feel inside is the most important thing. So you think about this. Are you being too hard on yourself? Okay. And that's what I have for you. And now we're going to read for Zoe. Let's see what we've got for her. Let me put all the cards back.
And thank you, everybody who has joined us and, has been here with us. We appreciate your support. Oh, I'm loving all the positive feedbacks. Oh, so Alexis is a Leo, a fellow fire sign. Yeah, I'm a Saggy.
How about that?
And you do love the sun, yes. Okay. My mama was a Leo, and so was my cousin Louise. I'm always so hard on myself. I'm practicing grace now daily. I hear you. A lot of us need to. There's a lot
Yeah.
of, good things in life to still stay focused and positive about, but that harder, heavier stuff, we got to make sure that we ground and take good, good self-care of ourselves as well, and try to be more, as much as present in the moment.
Okay.
So for Zoe, every time I hear the name Zoe, I think of Lenny Kravitz's daughter, Zoe Kravitz. I love that name.
Look at a Gypsy. Thank you, Gypsy
JJ.
JJ.
Let's see.
That is so kind of you.
Aw,
Thank you.
thank you.
Yeah, you're a blessing. Y'all are. This chat. I mean, that's Heather always says, and and I believe it 100. This is a safe space.
Mhm.
This is where we can be who we are and not worry about anything negative. This is
And we've had people come in with very differing opinions, especially towards the divine feminine. But as long as they stay respectful in chat and we address them respectfully, then, it's still that conversation where, that's what, at least for me, I pride on my channel for people try to be as respectful as possible. And if there's any, hinkle of, negative or energy, I will block somebody or I will remove a comment, and
okay. I'm ready. I'm ready for Zoe.
okay.
And
Oh, this is interesting.
let's see. Let me just look up. One little thing here.
Mm-hmm.
I've got to get the okay, page 48. Okay. Oh, there you are. Okay. Zoe, your goddess is Inanna, Inanna, Heather?
I know. Yep, remember we did Inanna? Yep.
Inanna, yes. I radiate passion and feel deeply connected to all around me. This is what came up for you. And this is what it says about Inanna. She is the Sumerian goddess of love, fertility, and sensuality, balance, tenacity, unity, and love. Inanna has no fear. Although the queen of heaven and earth, she wanted more and visited her sister, the queen of the dead. Her sister locked the gates and turned Inanna into a corpse. But Inanna was revived, even more beautiful and deadly than before. And the ritual is Inanna, the Sumerian goddess of love, fertility, and sensuality, embodies passionate connection and life's nurturing forces. This ritual centers on embracing and enhancing these qualities in your life. Reflect on an area of your life where passion or connection is lacking. For example, personal relationships or self-care. Perform a nurturing act that enhances this area. For example, schedule a date night or a self-care ritual. I love that for you. Now, you saw me shuffling, right? The tarot that came up for you, Zoe, is the
You and Mom got the same one. That's cool.
you can't make
this up.
So, you both are radiating positivity. And, with your channel, Zoe, a weight loss journey is a very personal thing. And, when you're committed to that and you show up and you share your process with people, you are ministering to people, to other people that are on this weight loss journey. And so you are a bright light. You are somebody they can count on. Even if you have a bad week, if you gain a pound or something, you put it out there and you start again. The next card is the card of action. And if you look at this, you know, there's some clouds. There's the water that's in motion. The ocean is coming in. But you are all about action. You're doing things. I mean, you would have to be active, you know, living with your mom. I mean, my goodness, the two of you, you're like the dynamic duo. Let's see, she says, definitely self-care for me. This year, I've been focusing on self-care and bettering myself. I've struggled with depression and anxiety my whole life. Well, this next card, what you need to, this is the story. And I want you to think about this, Zoe. This is the story of your bones.
Oh, I love that card.
And I love this card. I've shared it with Heather. It says, now think about this, Zoe. What are some of the stories and experiences deep within your bones that have helped shape you? Now, these stories don't always have to be positive. Negative things shape us as well. And you're a water sign, and oh my goodness, my mom and I are so synced. Yes. So what you need to do is contemplate, you know, if you have a time of a quiet time or a time of meditation, think about some of the stories and experiences that are deep within you. And this is where, you know, we talk about shadow work and inner child work, where we go within and we try and heal what is damaged or what is bruised. And one of the things that, you know, I would say, just because of this card and because your mother and you are so closely synced, is ancestral work. I don't know if you're familiar with ancestral work and working with your ancestors. You have, it is my belief that you have angels and spirit guides that are all around you constantly. You also have ancestors. Now, I'm not talking about like an aunt or an uncle or a great aunt and, you know, or a great grandfather. I'm talking about ancestors from thousands of years ago. All of these ancestors came together for your mother and you to be born. And they are standing on tippy toes watching you. And they have a lot of pain and a lot of anguish. And if you can work with your ancestors and heal these wounds, they will not go forward. I have done a lot of ancestral work because I don't want my children to have to deal with it, or I don't want my grandchildren to have to deal with it. I want it to be healed. And so this is a very important thing, I think. I mean, and just know that you have, you know, you have this wonderful team all around you that are always cheering you on. Always cheering you on. They don't say, "Ooh, look what she just did." No, all they do is love you. That's what I have for you.
Wow. How do I follow up after that? And Moira has joined us. Hello, Moira, my dear.
Hey, Moira.
So Zoe, for you, I pulled from the Goddess Power deck, and I got Heisha for you, and she's all about the home. And before I even pulled this card, there's two messages with each of these cards in her book. One's called the empowerment and one's called the alignment. And immediately the word alignment jumped right into my head. So I'm looking at the alignment. And this is about decluttering, and not only things that no longer physically serve you. And I found this very interesting. The pants that don't fit, that shamed you, those are the weight loss, they're gone. But this can also do about people. The stories that we tell, ex-partners. And I'm looking at the tarot cards that go along with this, and a lot of this makes sense. Um, it says here, the goddess Heisha, who rules the hearth, she's hearth and home, offers you this alignment task. Do a thorough house cleaning, declutter, and make space in your environment, and do the same for your mind. And I think this is where a lot of this is going to come and take place, especially when you have people, you know, basically uh, not letting people own. Okay, I'm trying to figure out how to. It's like I want to say something and then I'm blah, blah, blah. So people who feel that they have the right to take space up in your head, that feel like, well, even though she didn't ask for my advice or for my insight or for my 2 cents, I'm going to give anyway. So when she mentions in this book, who needs this cacophony? Exactly. Time to declutter, get rid of those negative, self-doubting thoughts, um, out of your head, because sometimes when people tend to, sometimes we reaffirm them when we hear other people say it, but you yourself know what is true to you and your thoughts and what you believe in. And so Heisha is saying major declutter, getting rid of these people, thoughts, past, out of your head. And I'm going backwards with this reading. And so for me, I'm going to go with a closer to home card first. So, what did I get? I got these beautiful boots. And of course, the first thing I thought was when I saw this was these boots were made for walking. And on the back of it says here, even though she calls them red shoes, it says here, red shoes, run towards your passion. So, leaving that all behind. So, with your tarot cards, I got the Page of Wands. And so the Page of Wands, look at those boots. Talk about boots. Wow. So the pages are typically the students. And with this being wands, that's about action, creativity, fiery, passionate. And so right now it's time to start taking an interest in yourself. Um, it says here it's practically a creativity suit. And it says here creativity and potential sprout in the form of foliage from the staff at his back. And he weaves that energy into song. So start creating the own music, create your own symphony, create your own opera of your life. I don't know where opera came from, but I just feel like music is such an important part of all of our lives. It's basically, we can listen to music and it can tell us exactly where we were. It's like the history too of our lives. And with the pages, they're about learning their skill. And it says here, he is learning still, and this journey may bring him failures and successes, but that is the path of an apprentice. And don't be discouraged by past failures or people trying to point out past failures, because your overall energy underneath, I had to pull a couple clarifiers. I got that star card, and that is chasing your dreams, following your bliss, um, moving forward. And when I asked for a clarifier for the star card, I got the Five of Swords. And the Five of Swords is about betrayal, people trying to win at all costs, and all what you're doing right now is leaving whoever this is behind. You're walking up, you're moving forward. I also got the Moon card, and the moon is about intuition. It shines light into the shadowy recesses of places that we're what we fear, like Nancy was talking about, shadow work. The moon is so beautiful. It's again the goddess energy. There's the beautiful owl, the wisdom that comes with the moon. And I love how he's got that beautiful black wolf and they're howling at the moon, tapping into that wild side, believing in yourself, your path, focusing on that light. And I love how she's about to dip her toe into that water, dipping into trusting your intuition again, trusting in your voice. And again, water is associated with cups, which is also about creativity. So just start, even though he isn't playing a drum, but just start, walking to the beat of your own tune, singing your own song. moving forward. I hope that resonated with you. And that's what I have for you, Zoe. Thank you.
Um, let's see. There is a whole lot of comments
Okay.
from Alexis and Zoe. So you need to.
Oh, you're a songstress, Zoe?
Yeah. Oh, and did you see what she said? Music for me is a time capsule, a time machine. Heather is all over this. Heather has.
Ange does a show, her and I together, where we have collected a bunch of our favorite songs from all different genres. We put it into this little app, and it spins the wheel. And whatever song comes up, we pull up the lyrics, and we pull tarot cards or divination cards. Ange uses also trinkets, so you get a really layered reading. And we connect the lyrics with the song, with the reading of the cards, and we've been having a fab time. But yeah, I grew up. I wanted to be a singer when I was younger, and it didn't work out. So a lot of times during live shows, I'll just start. I'll hear a song
She'll
come
just
in my
start
head.
singing.
I'll start singing.
Just start singing.
So,
I love it.
but yeah, a lot of people are afraid of the moon card because they talk about illusions and people, things lurking in the shadows. And yes, there could be people lurking, but that moon shine that light. You know who those people were. It's time to walk away from the betrayal, the deception, the lies, and just start focusing on you. There's that beautiful, the minstrel,
Yeah.
from that deck. And I think that's awesome. And she's a songstress. I love it.
Yes.
I used to do all that too.
The moon lights up the darkness. I love the moon. I don't know. I love the moon card when it shows. And
just
I
keep busy.
was, as soon as I saw that card, before you even opened your mouth, I heard that song in my head, and I could see Nancy Sinatra.
Yeah. Okay, Boots. Let's start walking.
Let's see. Okay, she says, "Oh, Heather, sing. I can't carry a tune, so Zoe didn't get it from me." I love it.
I miss my karaoke days. Those were fun.
Yes. Next, we have Kim B.
Kim B, we have another reading.
She is the last one.
Last reading. Okay. Ooh,
So,
which deck
Kim
do I
B,
go to? I'm going back to the. Is Kim B still here though?
Kim, are you still here? Could you give us a howdy so that?
Give her a few moments.
Yeah.
In case she's that by her phone.
Oh, Brianne Love wants to know what deck you're using for the moon card. And
that moon card is the Fyodor Pavlov Tarot. And this wasn't Allison made me do it, and I'm so glad I did. Mm-hmm. It's a beautiful deck. There is nudity, so just be aware. But the artwork is just very, very nice. And she is here. All righty.
Yes. I am ready for Kim. Kim, the goddess that I got for you is Atara. Is that correct pronunciation, Heather?
Well, I think it's Atira.
Atira?
Because there's an I there.
So and it says, with every step I take, I am connected to earth energy, Kim. And this is what it says about her. Atara grew from a seed planted in the heavens by the great spirit who created the earth. Just like the seed she grew from, and an ear of corn, she is sweet and imbued with lightness. She sustains both the spirit and the physical body of her people and nurtures the land, teaching farmers to care for their crops and ensure they grow in abundance. She is the mother of every living thing and always provides. Whether her feet touch the earth, wherever her feet touch the earth, great fields of corn grow, stretching to the heavens and acting as a conduit, bringing her and her people closer together. And the ritual for her is walk barefoot on natural ground, feel the earth's energy with each step. Affirm, I am grounded, I draw strength from the earth. And the tarot card that I got for you, Kim B, is the Hermit. And this is the year of the Hermit. And I absolutely love the Hermit card. And you can be a hermit walking barefoot out in the grass, or if you're, I mean, I don't know where you live, but here in my mountains, I love to walk on moss. It just feels so good. But the Hermit card is telling you to spend some time alone, to make sure you have that time sometime during the day where you can go within and contemplate. The next card for you is the card of trust, and I love this because look at that boat. Just imagine yourself on that boat, and the waters are so peaceful, and look at the moon reflected on the water. I love that for you. And when a boat takes off, whether it's any size boat, whether it's a boat or a ship, there's a certain amount of trust that's involved that it is going to get where it wants to go. And this card kind of goes with the next one that comes up for you. It's surfacing. And it says, what helps bring you out of deep waters? What is your guiding light? And so, when you look at these cards, they all go together. Let's see, I'm trying to get all the cards in the same. There we go. You've got the Hermit with his light. You have the light of the moon. It's not a full moon, but it doesn't need to be full for light. And then you've got this to think about. What helps bring you out of deep waters? What is your guiding light? And this is something for you to think about and to take to heart. That's what I have for you, Kim.
Nice. So, Kim, your goddess is Sophia. And she's all about, she's a Gnostic goddess of, so she's the Gnostic goddess Sophia, who brought the material world into being, arrives to show you how fate and destiny operate in relationship to synchronicity. So this is all about divine wisdom and learning how as a reminder to connect to your own divine inner wisdom as well, because we all are a part of the divine. And that's tapping in and listening to that. The card refers to also connecting to your higher power as well. So connecting your divine wisdom and your divine light to whoever your higher power is, to your divine higher power's light. And it says here that when you least expect it, opportunities and meetings spring up as out of nowhere. And that's interesting because of one of your tarot cards. It says your life begins to work out and you sense your alignment with a higher purpose and power. So it's telling you, trust you are divinely protected and directed. That's the main message from this card. And I like the overall energy because I feel like you are following that. It says here, practice the act of faith before results. This is an essential key in co-creating your world. Having faith, knowing that as you're moving forward, that things will be as they are meant to be and as they should be, and as you visualize them to be. So your tarot cards, I got the 8 of Wands. So things are moving quickly, fast. Again, the wands are all about, movement, energy, creativity. Things are moving at a very fast rate. So I feel like those opportunities that the book was mentioning goes with that, because when we start to learn how to walk on our own, now, even though this isn't the Hermit card, to me, this feels very hermit because she's wearing her cloak, she's walking with her stick, and she is leaving a lot of emotional things from her past behind. There's something else, and there's another crescent moon in your card. So I got a crescent for you as well. And so the Eight of Wands is about moving forward, leaving, um, emotions behind, past experiences behind, and in search of a new adventure. And with my in a place close to home, three of them wanted to come out. Usually I only pull one, but you had three, and they all connect with, wandering forward, moving forward, connecting and following your own inner wisdom, allowing to trust that to lead you. And your first one here is in a place close to home. There was majesty. Go with grace. So as you're going forward, go with grace. And of course, the swans too, they're all about transformation and rebirth. So as you're moving forward, know a rebirth, a transformation within yourself is going to take place. And then the next one, in a place close to home, there was a retreat. And there's that beautiful like tent. I know it's a little bit of a glare, but this is a retreat. Don't forget to mingle. So Nancy, you had the hermit, which is about going within an introspection, making sure to do that. But don't forget to mingle. Don't completely cut yourself off or isolate yourself from others. This is kind of like feeling like looking for, moving towards, your own tribe, your people, or places that you feel resonate with who you truly are. And the last card is in a place close to home. There was a chessboard. Make your move. And you're moving forward. And there's your chessboard. So you're heading towards your desired place, a beautiful retreat. You're going with grace. I don't know if you're actually going on a retreat, Kim, or if you feel like you're planning a trip, or you want to plan a trip. Whatever it is, it looks like everything is moving very fastly. It looks all very positive, and maybe because the card said opportunities that may come up. If there isn't any plans for a trip or a retreat or anything like that, one might pop up. You never know, but it feels like there's some sort of retreat, moving
I don't know
ahead.
if I could stay on this boat for a long time.
It's lovely, and I just love how I got the crescent too.
Yeah.
Yep. And I love that crescent because it can either be waning or waxing. And when, people think the moon goes dark, that's a bad thing. That's a scary thing. No, that's the time when we get a chance to replant seeds in the dark, where we get to rest, we get to dream, we get to start something new. And as the moon starts to wax, which gets fuller, then we can put that energy behind that to grow that. So you went to Sedona. Oh, Kim, isn't Sedona amazing? I used to live in Flagstaff, and every chance I got, I would go down to Sedona. I never been to Joshua Tree. It was a few months ago, but yeah, Sedona. Isn't it amazing? My favorite vortex to go to was the airport butte, climbing to the top and just sitting at the top and just watching the clouds over the red rocks and everything. Yeah. So I might get to see it again in a couple months on our way to Oregon. So
that's exciting.
But
that's
how beautiful.
Exciting. Well, Brianne says Chinese New Year of the Snake.
Oh, yay.
I just love this. Heather loves snakes. I mean, her favorite goddess is Medusa.
Yeah. I had a past life that was not good with snakes. So whenever, simple designs, but
snakes.
Yeah. Oh, and so Alexis has been to Sedona too. So yeah. I know it's become very, commercialized, and you have to watch a lot of the spiritual shenanigans that go on there. But when you just connect with the energy and with the land, it's amazing. It
Zoe
really is.
Born in Phoenix.
Oh, okay. So you're a Phoenician.
Yeah. I tell you what. Well, I have enjoyed this. I have had the best time. I have just enjoyed. It's so wonderful. The chat is so engaging. How you talk amongst yourselves, and I just absolutely love it. And I want to thank everybody for
thank you
for coming today. And we love you all.
Yes.
And what do you have coming up, Heather?
So tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern, and 7 p.m. GMT, which is Great Britain time, because my co-host Jackie, she's in Ireland, Jackie's Crystal Moon. Her and I will be back with an investigative tarot. We're going to be looking into the unsolved homicide case of a young woman named Derica Patrick. She was murdered back in 2022, and one of her either friends or family or somebody from the community saw some of our past videos that we've done for cases, and reached out to see if we could pull some cards on Derica's case. So it's a little heavy, so I won't share the details of her passing or what was involved, but Jackie and I will be doing that for that show tomorrow. And then Friday, I'll be back with my girl Allison for our Friday night show.
All right, that sounds wonderful. Now tomorrow for the investigative, do people in the chat, are they encouraged to pull cards, or just you and Jackie are gonna do
To
it?
wait till at least after Jackie and I are
Yeah.
done. I mean, they can pull, but not to be,
Yeah,
because
I just
last
wanted
time we
to
tried
do
doing
that
that, it
sometime,
was
and
off-putting.
yeah.
So, or they can wait until after the show, to share what they get. But yeah, we'll have, questions, and we'll pull, and of course, for people who don't know this, we hate using the word entertainment. No one's passing is entertainment at all. However, we
No,
kind of have to watch the
no.
lawsuit guidelines with YouTube, and just kind of see if we can maybe find out, get some answers for the people who reached out to us. So,
Well, yeah, when a family reaches out to you,
well, I don't
you
know
know,
if it was family,
uh,
but was somebody at least from,
that,
the community,
yeah,
or that was
yeah.
close. Yes. So, and she lived in
Mm.
Chicago. So this was a
Oh.
case that happened in 2022. She was
Um,
a hairstylist.
Janet Lee says her favorite spot is Oak Creek Canyon.
Yep.
Are you
One of my
familiar?
favorite things to take was the
Really?
switchback. So we've kind of passed through in there, and
Oh.
it's beautiful. Beautiful,
Well, I
beautiful.
was out that way when I was a little girl, but I can't remember. I just remember camping in the desert in the back of Daddy's station wagon. They'd
Yep.
put a mattress in there. I was a little girl, and we'd get out at night and look up, and there were like a gazillion stars. And
Mhm.
I can remember that. I mean, goodness, look how many years ago it was.
And I have a picture of us standing on a corner in Winslow, Arizona. It was such a fine sight to
Oh,
see. So,
well, we are going to say good night. And Alexis, go to that message that I gave you on Messenger and just respond so that I, accept me as whatever, so that we can hook up. Okay. And I guess we will say good night.
okay.
I
Good
will
night,
do the
everybody.
outro, and we
Thank
thank
you
you all
again.
for being here. It's
Mhm.
meant so much to us. Good night, everybody.
Yep. Night. Mwah. Bye.
Bye.